Do you want to know how to create content in 2019? Well, check out this video and I'm going to show you exactly how you can come up with content for 2019. Check it out. Welcome back everybody, and thanks for checking out this video. Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can create content in 2019 by following these simple steps. But before I get into the content, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video, hit that like button, and that'll help you get all the content that we're coming up with. Basically, this page is a thought page where I do reviews and I give suggestions on how you can do certain things with social media, growth, and just life hacks or life tips. So if you like that, if any of that sounds appealing to you, subscribe, and also be sure to check out the podcast that happens Monday through Friday. All right, enough about that. So something that may not seem like a thought that you have, so for me, I study social media a lot. And so the idea of coming up with content is not something that I think of, I just do it. But the biggest question that I get, surprisingly, is how do I start? Brian, what do I do? I don't understand how I start, how do I make content? So the first question I ask them is, well, what are you passionate about? What is it that you like to do? And then once they tell me that, then we go from there. So that's the first question you need to ask yourself. What is it that you're passionate about? I believe that is so important and so vital to make content around the things that you're passionate about. So much white noise online right now that we don't need anymore. If you're not passionate about it, then don't even worry about it. Don't even start, because in my opinion, you're not gonna go very far if you're not passionate about it. Because if you're getting 1, 2, 5 views, even up to 100 for some people, that's not really gonna be enough to keep you motivated. You have to have a passion about what you're doing. So the first thing is, think about what you're passionate about. This is different than finding a niche, which everyone tells you. This is, what are you passionate about? You could be specific, like men's MMA, or it could be general, like sports. Once you decide what it is that you're passionate about, the next step is coming up with a plan. And the way I come up with the plan is I like to think about, what am I trying to do? Am I trying to do something that's gonna lend itself to writing? Am I trying to do something that's gonna lend itself to video? Am I trying to do something that's gonna lend itself to audio? Where do I think people are going to consume my content? And that's gonna dictate what I'm going to do. That's gonna dictate if I decide if I wanna do a podcast, if I wanna do a blog, or if I wanna do a YouTube or Instagram channel. Now, there are two different philosophies on what you should do with this. Some people believe if you do everything, you do nothing well. I kind of understand that, but really, when you get down to it, we're all playing a numbers game. And the number is how many people there are out there, okay? So if you focus too much on the quality of your product, if you focus too much on the quality, then you're going to be cutting down on the number of people that can see it. And what you care about the most when you're starting out is building your fan base. That's what matters. And the way you build your fan base is two ways: lots of content, and the quality of not the content, but what you're saying, what you're doing. If I'm on my phone and I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z, but I am like hitting all the topics about Dragon Ball Z, people who are into Dragon Ball Z are not going to stop watching my content because I'm on my phone. So yes, the quality matters, but the content matters. You know what I mean? What you're talking about. There's the quantity versus quality, and then there's the other approach where you just do one thing. Now, like Seth Godin, who's a master of the blog and writes a blog every single day. I'm not going to tell you which one you should do, because both can work. I personally take the Gary Vee approach, and I try to do a little bit of everything, because I don't think about it. I think the best way to approach it is not think about I'm a Twitter guy or I'm a YouTuber or I'm an Instagrammer or whatever. I am trying to spread my thing out across everything. So I have something on everything. I throw up something on Snapchat monthly because it's terrible. I do Instagram daily. I do a blog. I do a podcast. I do TikTok. I tried to figure out Twitch. I've given up, but I'll try again. I'll try to figure it out. Just always constantly putting out content because that's what I am, a content creator. So, okay, Brian, some people might be saying, okay, Brian, that sounds well and good. Can you explain it practically? So I'm gonna take something that I like and I'm gonna show you how I would make content for it. And then you can kind of apply this for yourself. I love chicken over rice. If you're not from New York or a big city, you might not know about it. Chicken over rice is one of my favorite dishes. Chicken over rice and chicken wings. Chicken wings probably is my favorite. Chicken over rice, chicken wings, and spaghetti. Okay, back on the track. So I love chicken over rice. That's something I'm passionate about. No one needs to pay me to eat chicken over rice. No one needs to follow me. They don't need to like any of my videos. I will eat it because I love it. You have to find something that you love like that. So I'll take chicken over rice. And what I would do is, I would go to different chicken over rice spots and I would eat it and I would write a review about it. Now, another thing, I would recommend going the review route because it sets you up for people to contact you to review their product, people that might feel like their food is close, see that you're good at writing reviews or doing reviews, and then they might ask you to review. So the review route is probably the more business tip, but you don't even have to do that. You can just do a journal that's somewhat like a diary of you thinking about things that have to do with your life when you're eating. So you're combining two things that might not have to do with each other, but it's just a simple thing. So I would make that blog, and then in addition to the blog, I would take photos of maybe going to the chicken over rice spot, the actual food, the people, if you're cool with the people, photos of the people who made it for you, and then do your review. And then I would also do a podcast where I would review it, possibly either going up to it. If you want to make it simple, just do a 5 to 10 minute review of the chicken over rice and the service after you get done eating, but you can do it vlog style as well. So heading to the restaurant or the streetcar or whatever it is at the place, getting some footage of them preparing it, you eating it, and then you talking about it. So right there, chicken over rice is the subject. We have a blog where we talk about how we do a review of the product. We have a vlog where we document going to the product, going to the place and consuming the product. And then we have a podcast where we give it in audio form. You could even strip the vlog down, the audio from the vlog down, and use that as your podcast as well. But I think it would make a better pairing if you did the podcast and the blog paired up together. And right there. So there, I just made a content model, infrastructure, if you will. And that's basically all you have to do. And you can plug in anything. It really works for everything. And that's kind of how I do mine. You can do longer videos, and then you can take those videos that you made or the vlog that you made and put that across Instagram. You can post the vlog itself on YouTube. And so you're kind of seeing how you can approach the content infrastructure, content model. That's how I make my content. Although I kind of have a little bit more structure up on the top with I make longer form videos and then I cut them down and I place them across the different platforms. But if you're just trying to get started, that's the simplest thing to do. Start with the blog, start with the podcast, and start with either a vlog or just some sort of video content. And then you watch it and you see. Maybe no one watches at first, but maybe your blog starts taking off. Maybe no one watches and then your podcast starts taking off. And then whatever takes off, use that to grow the other platforms that you're using, and then, but more importantly, use the other platforms to grow whatever is taking off. So you always want to funnel people to your biggest thing. I think a misconception is a lot of people think that you want to use your best thing to get more followers and more engagement on the other things they're not doing as well. That's not true. You want to bring everybody to what you're strongest at. So if you got 1,000 followers on Twitter and then 100 here and 100 there, you want to constantly be blasting that Twitter to get them to come to your Twitter page. So these are my thoughts. I think that this is the simplest way to make content. It's the best way to make content. And if you apply this, it can be applied to any subject. So whatever it is that you're passionate about, take this infrastructure, this model, and apply it to that and get started. Because let me tell you something, it doesn't matter when you start, it's going to take a certain amount of time to put in that work and to show up and be consistent. So you might as well start today, because the sooner you start, the sooner you get to where you want to go. Thanks for checking out this video. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and check out some of the other videos. We got lots of great videos. One of them is how I grew my page from 0 to 30,000 on Instagram. And I also have other tips and tricks that'll help you grow in social media. Have a great day.